It's my pleasure to, as Minister for Environment, to welcome you all to the launch of Fiji's first ever electric vehicle imported here by the Palace Group. Ladies and gentlemen, over the last decade, issues concerning our environment has entered nearly every discourse that is held around the country. Informal, formal discourse, government level, private sector level, university academia, religious bodies, all of them now have suddenly woken up to the reality that our quality of life can never be the same if our environment is compromised. The ground reality is, yes, we have either knowingly or unknowingly compromised on our environment. This is happening on a daily basis. Litter is dispersed in public spaces and amongst our biodiversity. Natural resources are being extracted and depleted given our quest for rapid growth. Industrial activity is releasing harmful gases into our environment, contributing to rise in temperature and sea level and the destruction of the very important ozone layer. While every country wants economic growth to deliver onto its development objective, we must ensure that this growth are pegged on sustainable parameters. It must not compromise on the quality of our environment. In this regard, technological development and innovation is key. Today we are gathered here to embrace a new technology for Fiji, the introduction of eco-friendly electric vehicles, which is a significant step in the direction of carbon neutrality. I congratulate the Palace Group for bringing this unprecedented first ever eco-friendly transport option to Fiji. To put it simply, electric cars give us cleaner and safer Fijian streets, towns and cities. This will support a better place for our citizenry, our pedestrians as well as general population. Vehicle emissions are harmful to humans, in particular the following principal pollutants: hydrocarbons, which contributes to asthma, liver disease, lung disease and cancer. Carbon monoxide reduces blood's ability to carry oxygen and could be fatal. Nitrogen oxides is extremely reactive, destroys resistance to respiratory infection. Sulfur dioxide causes respiratory ailments. These emissions in the medium to longer term can impose major costs to the society and government and also reduce quality of life. I'm also informed that in our year, just an electric car on the road could save up to 1.5 million grams of carbon dioxide. That's the equivalent of more than 2 return flights from Nene to Auckland. It is estimated that road transport accounts for around 30% or more of air pollution in many towns and cities around the world. What is more, these vehicles also reduce noise pollution, as electric cars are far more quieter than conventional vehicles. Therefore, by driving these vehicles, not only we eliminate emissions into the atmosphere, we also provide a more peaceful environment, especially in crowded towns and villages. My last point on the use of electric vehicle, more pertinent now, is a saving on fuel use. Fiji is spending 19% of its total merchandise bill on fuel alone, close to $1 billion. Use of electric vehicles could go a long way to bring down this expenditure, given the number of vehicles that are being used throughout Fiji. This is more needed now, more than ever, given the rising fuel costs that all the sectors of the economy are now facing, given this transportation issue and the crisis in Ukraine and supply dynamics. So ladies and gentlemen, a lot is being said about the manufacturing of these electric cars and how it requires and consumes a lot of energy. But even after taking into account the battery manufacturing requirements, electric cars would still be a greener option. Ladies and gentlemen, our government is already incentivizing investors in this sector. There are a number of concessions made available to a company developing electric vehicle charging stations. A subsidy of 5% of the total approved capital expenditure incurred in addition to normal depreciation has also been allowed. There is also duty-free entry of certain capital equipment, plant and machinery. Again, of course, this is subject to provisional approval from the Ministry of Economy. Ladies and gentlemen, the vehicle we are all witnessing today is a new MG ZS EV. It is a family-friendly electric car designed for those who want all the advantages of a zero-emissions vehicle without compromising on practicality and style. Powered by a 44.5 kilowatt-hour liquid-cooled lithium-ion battery, delivering 353 Nm of instant torque with 105 kilowatt-hours of power. I'm informed that the vehicle provides the experience of a true electric acceleration and can enjoy a driving range of up to 263 kilometers from a single charge station. So you can drive 263 kilometers with one charge and then recharge again on the next destination. So charging the car appears to be simple. You can charge it at home in the normal way you charge your mobile phones, etc. And charging can also be done overnight at your home on a 7 kilowatt fixed wall charger, taking an estimated 7 hours to fully charge. So 7 to 8 hours you can fully charge the car and is ready to drive again 263 kilometers. So ladies and gentlemen, our government will continue to support and promote uptake of eco-friendly options, and in this case, electric vehicles and other low-emission transport options as well. These vehicle options will not only reduce climate-damaging emissions, but will also seriously reduce harmful air pollution, and will also save enormous amount of expenditure that we are incurring in the importation of fuel. Now, with the recent announcement of fuel price increase, I think this is really timely, and I do hope that, and I call upon the corporate sector, those who are having fleets of vehicles, to immediately look into option of switching. I know people are stuck with the existing vehicles. It will take time, but progressively, I think there will be substantial savings if they switch on towards using electric vehicles. And not only they will save their own expenditure, but also save the country's foreign currency holdings in terms of reducing our fuel import bill. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank the Palace Group. There can't be any better time than this in terms of getting a alternative to alternative transport mode than electric vehicles, given the situation that we are facing. Of course, I come from an environment point of view, and I think it's a major gain in terms of ensuring that we eliminate emissions. Not about reducing. The vehicle will completely eliminate any emission that will come out of it, and I think that's a major impact on not only keeping the environment clean, but also on human health that people are taking for granted, particularly those issues where you don't see immediate effect. So with these words, I again congratulate the Palace Group, and I wish them best in the journey to greening Fiji. And I do hope that the other members of the corporate sector are equally conscious about our environment. Thank you, Naka, and it's my pleasure to launch this paper.